In a world where first impressions can decide whether to take chances, where the being able to get respect can determine your way through life, a set of ideas can help you rise above the crowd. We're going to go deep into the where cutting-edge psychology meets an old Stoic wisdom to find out 12 techniques that are strong and will please those around you and shape you into this is a man of depth and character. Not about cheap tricks or being sneaky tricks, please. This is about becoming a man that other people want to see. Respect comes easily to people. Admire. It's about using the power of your mind and spirit to make an air of confidence, knowledge, and unwavering strength. And Stoicism are ideas that what we can learn from ancient fighters and emperors, that real power doesn't come from, not by controlling other people, but by mastering. We can by putting these tough principles with new ideas about thoughts. We're going to give you a set of tools for mental change that will affect everyone for a long time you come across. But before we dive in, first things first, what is the goal? This isn't to impress other people for the sake of pride or selfishness. That's the way of the weak-minded are always looking. Outside approval is not our goal. Our goal is to get the kind of real image that comes from being present. A man of character who follows a set of rules and sticks to his beliefs. Hold on no matter what life throws at him. Hold on tight and get ready to change. From the inside out, whether you try to get respect in the office, want to become a leader among your friends, or to go through life with peace of mind, these tips will give you courage. On your way to becoming the man you are now meant to be. Let's start with the first 6 of our 12 mind tricks, each deep roots in Stoicism. Wise. 1. Learn how to do, busy. Chapter 1. Learn how to listen actively. It's hard to hear in a noisy world. Everyone is screaming for the man to be heard. Someone who really listens has a lot of power. Active listening is more than just hearing. Being quiet while the other person talks about how to fully engage with your mind, body, and spirit on one thing, based only on understanding the person. The Stoics knew that knowledge comes not from talking, but from inside. I get what Epicurus meant when he said we have 2. We have 1 mouth and 2 ears so we can listen. Twice as much as we talk about when active listening is something you should do. Reading words deeply is the same as hearing them. The main idea, the feelings, the not said facts, the steps that follow, will help you get good at this. Keep your eye on get in touch. It shows you're fully present and shows trust by using body language such as nodding and leaning in a little to show interest and ask for a careful follow-up. Questions that show you understand what was said by turning into a master listener. You'll become known as a wise and caring man. Someone whose being there is important in any talk to. Show confidence. Chapter 2. Showing confidence. Through your posture. Through how you hold your body says a lot before you even speak up. Stoics' faith in the power of self-control includes being in charge of your. Marcus Aurelius said, "Be your presence. Own boss and take a good look at yourself. Really stand tall with put your shoulders back and your chin up. Isn't just about being sure of yourself. About being sure of yourself. Study shows that standing tall and strong actually changes the way your body works, making more testosterone and less cortisol. The stress hormone. Workout. This will help you keep your back straight. There is a string pulling you up from the top of, don't get smaller. Your head takes up room. Move yourself to make other people feel at ease. With intention, do it with intention. Whether you're going from one room to another or being sure of yourself while shaking hands, your stance will give you power. Pay attention and show respect without saying a word. 3. Use the power of part 3. Use the power of silence. There is quiet in a world that never stops talking. It's said that silence is your secret tool. Knew how powerful controlled speech could be. Zeno of Citium said it was better to go on a trip with the feet instead of the tongue. Planned silence helps many things. In this case, it makes your words mean more. When you talk, it gives you weight. Time to think about how to answer. It might make other people feel bad, making them want to fill the hole, and they might show more than they meant to use silence to break up text. Talk about important things that come up. The wait before you speak. Make it clear that you're in charge of the conversation made me think of a man. A man who is at ease with silence, that kind of at ease with himself. Being sure of yourself is magnetic. 4 are really interested in Chapter 4. Show that you care about other people. Some people, here's a truth that might hurt, what most people are mostly interested in. But the Stoics know this for sure. The way that all humans are linked, Marcus Aurelius reminded us of what brings nothing good to the hive, none to the bee by being real. You set your own interest in other people. As a side note, this isn't about fake compliments or false praise. It's about the value that is already in every telling. Everyone you meet how to do this. Ask them good questions about remember your interests and events, information from past talks, and follow up with them, and make an honest praise for what they've done or traits that make other people feel. They will be respected and understood. People will be naturally drawn to you, and think of you as a man with depth and real worth being aware of. Taking 5. Learn how to ask nicely. Chapter 5. Learn how to ask good questions. Things that Socrates had a big impact on. Stoic theory was well known for its way to get people to answer deep questions. Learning will help you think critically. The skill of asking questions that help you figure out think of yourself as a man and a thought leader. Of intelligence, good questions serves more than one role, as this shows it lets you get involved and interested for you to gently steer the talk. It helps you find useful information and questions that will help you gain understanding. Learn how to ask open-ended questions that encourage detailed answers that make things clearer. Things that show you're pay attention and look for more deep figuring out random questions that make you think of new ideas. And remember that the goal isn't to show beliefs, not to question but to study. And I can understand a man who asks questions is seen as smart and interested and interesting. 6. Practice emotional. Chapter 6. Learn how to control your emotions. Rule-making, in a world that often seems based on automatic responses and feelings that are out of control. The man who can control his emotional state stands out like, as a storm comes in. This is epicus is a key part of Stoic thought. Taught it's not about what happens to you, but what matters is how you handle it. Controlling your emotions doesn't mean keeping your thoughts in check, means being aware of, knowing, and choosing what to say them correctly. This, in high press, skill is very important. Cases like when you're closing a big deal, taking a group through a crisis, or dealing with personal problems to learn controlling your emotions, read on. These steps will help you learn mindfulness. Being aware of how you feel without when making a decision. Use the Stoic method of visualizing bad things to get ready for situations that are hard. Cause a pause. When you're feeling really angry or upset, make a pause to take a deep breath before answering. A man in charge of his is a man that other people look to for providing support and direction. He is the rock that some people hold on to when the seas get rough. The rough sevens show stability in Chapter 7. Be consistent in what you say and do. Words and things to do in a world full of empty claims, and a man who always says hollow things, ties what he says to what he does, stands out like a truthful light. The Stoics thought this was very important. Seneca said to connect and speak as you live. Stressing how important it is to walk, trust grows when you talk the same way every time. Is the premise of all important ties at work or at home lead, or in their personal lives, when remember that your word is what holds you together. Build a name that goes before you. Opening up doors and making chances, the steps that follow will, to help you live by this idea, make only words. But when you move, heaven and earth will protect them. Being on time and showing up on time shows respect for other people and shows that, if you mean what you say, follow through. Don't be that guy who doesn't follow through with his plans. He always talks about what he will do. Be the quiet guy who gets things done. Consistency isn't about being great. It's about always trying to live up to. Do what you believe in even when it's challenging, when you fall every time. Take responsibility. learn from it, and come back. On the right track, self-reflection and a promise to making progress is what sets boys apart from 8 men. Take on a growth. Step 8. Have a growth mindset. Stoics were early adopters of this way of thinking, of what psychologists today call a growth way of thinking. They thought that virtue could be taught, and that growing as a person was an epic trip that would last a lifetime. Who is not in charge of himself is not free. Putting the focus on how important ongoing growth attitude is the key to self-improvement. Believe in your skills, and getting smarter can be done through work, learning, and perseverance. What is the reverse of a fixed mindset? Thinks that our qualities are fixed. These steps will assist you. Develop a growth attitude and accept it. Problems as chances to learn and grow. When you have a hard job to do, say you have a chance to do better. Learn from your mistakes instead of giving up. Think about what went wrong and how you can do better next time, and take helpful feedback and use it to feed your growth. A man with a growth attitude is strong and flexible. He's not afraid because he's always changing, willing to try new things or leave. He's not out of his comfort zone about this. Magnetic makes people want to be with those making an effort to be the best. 9. Use the power to be yourself. Title 9. Use the power of repeating names of name. Repeating a person's name helps you remember it is most lovely and sweet to that person. A very important sound in every language. Dale Carnegie's quote fits nicely with the Stoic idea of being mindful and paying close attention to using someone's name in small talk is an easy but strong method that shows you really value them as a person and that you are fully involved in the conversation. It makes you feel like you know it, and kindness that can quickly connect people. You can get good at this skill in a few simple steps to take when you first start. Please say their name again right away. It's great to meet you, Luffy. Name naturally all through the don't go overboard with the talk once or usually twice is enough. If you have you forgotten someone's name? And ask again. Most people will thank you for being honest and working hard and remembering by putting in the effort to use and remember names. You be respectful and pay attention. It can mean a lot to do something small. Impression 10. Show that you are weak. Chapter 10. How to show vulnerability correctly. Right now, this might seem like don't we agree that this makes no sense? Trying to show that they are strong and trust me. But listen to me carefully. Being open to being hurt is a great tool for making deep, meaningful relationships with the Stoics respected being truthful and real. More than anything else, Marcus Aurelius said, be simple and humble in how you act, and treat whatever with no care lies in the middle of good and bad. In other words, must be real. Showing weakness that doesn't mean putting your heart on your to share too much or hide it, means the guts to be honest and admit when you're not sure of everything, and to take responsibility for your mistakes. To make weakness work for you, do these things. Share what we can learn from failed attempts. This shows that you know yourself and dedicated to growth. Say what you think when you don't know something, then say it. Desire to learn and be honest about your challenges, but pay attention to how you're trying to get past them. A man who can show that the right amount of weakness is seen as safe, trustworthy, and relatable. It takes courage to let down your guard and connect with people. 11. Practice. Chapter 11. Be thankful in public. Thank you. Being open about thanks was a key part of the Stoic philosopher Epicus taught that he is a wise man who doesn't feel sad about the things he doesn't have, but is happy about those that he has in the world today, of always comparing and wanting more. For more of a man who can really enjoy what he has that makes him stand out. Practicing and saying thank you makes you feel better mentally, and good effects on the people around you too. Follow these steps to live a happy life. Every morning, make a mental list of 3. List the things you're thankful for. Appreciation to others on a daily basis. Thank people for their time, work, or influence on your life. Share your thanks. When it's acceptable, publicly acknowledge contributions from team members or publicly. Thank someone who has helped you. A man who is thankful is happy, and being happy is a rare and appealing trait. quality that makes you feel safe in yourself and not because you're afraid of always having to have. Chapter 12. How to stay calm. When things get tough. More 12. Keep your cool. Under our last method is pressure, which is the most difficult but also the most important, having the ability to stay calm under. What sets real leaders apart is pressure. From the Crow PR. The Stoics were great. Because of this, they did something called choosing to feel uncomfortable on purpose. Putting themselves through tough events that will make you stronger, told us we should call every night ourselves to account for what illness have I learned today, what interests me, fought, what temptation fought, what you can improve, virtues you already have. Unwavering calm. By doing these things, practice protecting against stress. Plan to be in difficult situations. Things like public speeches and cold showers, fasting to make your mind stronger. Create a motto or a way to breathe. Center yourself when there's a lot of stress moments. Rethink times of high stress as chances to show off your skills. Men with strong morals who can keeping calm when everything else is. Chaos is very useful. Turns into the storm's eye. The one people look to for direction and help. Putting these methods together. Putting these methods together with Stoic ideas, with stern philosophy. Now that we've looked into these 12 strong techniques, you need to know that they're not just tricks. Not tricks or props, but tools for personal deep roots in self-mastery and growth. Stoic philosophy. What the Stoics thought that the way to live a good life and happiness lay in focusing on what was under our control and okay with. What did these methods not help you with? More power over your thoughts. What you do and how you make an effect on some. But here's the important thing. The goal isn't to make people happy for the sake of getting their attention. Is about becoming a man of real worth. Someone who lives with honor, knowledge, and strength of how you make an effect on other people. Is something that should naturally come from your personal growth. Isn't the main goal, as these methods are always used by you. Make sure you know why you're doing this. To control other people, or to become the real best version of yourself. The first one might be better in the short run, but this will earn you respect for a long time. Impact and happiness for yourself. Ladies and gents, we've come a long way. Today, we looked at 12 strong psychological methods that are each based on Stoic advice that never goes out of style. Philosophy, from getting good at active hearing to keep up each skill, can help you stay calm under pressure. Change how other people see you and yourself. Remember what real impressiveness is not about strutting or putting on a show, that it's about growing real strength of spirit, smarts, and being strong means becoming the kind of a man who naturally deserves respect and respect through what he did. As you go ahead and use these ways to live your life. Remember the do not waste any more of Marcus Aurelius's words. Talk about what a good man is should be a part of your journey. Self-improvement and growth as a person is hold on to it with the same vigor and resolve that the Stoics used to. Their search for virtue began with a small pick. One or two of these methods, and pay attention on getting better at them as they move up to second nature. Add more over time, and you'll figure out that these aren't just tips you use but are important parts of who you are. And keep in mind the main point here, not to impress other people. It's to impress. When you look in the mirror, you should see a man you look up to. A man of substance living up to his full value. Thanks for joining me as I learn about Stoicism. Now go with your knowledge and psychological insight. Go ahead and follow these rules. Act. The world needs more honest men. One of them should be character and substance. If you learned something from this conversation, don't keep these to yourself. Share them. Shares insights with others who could benefit. And if you want more Stoic, check for wisdom and useful ideas. Check out our other videos about how to live a morals and goals. Until next time, strong, smart, and keep growing. The best form of yourself is ready to go. Go out there and become him.